Oh my God. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey guys. So I've been sitting back listening to just everything that Laura has been saying. And I'm going to try to say this respectfully. From a standpoint, I don't even know why, but from a standpoint of somebody who's been here for years, it's like mind-boggling, the things that she says. And some people, I guess, are new, or they act like they don't remember things. Um, But let me just play. I've got a couple clips, and so I'm going to play those while I talk. But first of all,
Sit the fuck down with this bullshit.
can we hear that again?
Sit the fuck down with this bullshit.
I mean, seriously, what are you talking about? Really? Everything you say could be said back to you. Just a few months ago, you were pom-pomming, windmilling for Brittany, saying how people were just trying to make money off of her, and that's why they were bullying her, and Queen Bee was wrong for it. Granny was wrong for it. Clue was wrong for it. Burnt Toast was wrong for it. Sinner was wrong for it because you weren't friends with him at that time. But now, it seems like you flip flopped, and you are semi on that hate train as well. See, what I don't understand, Laura, is how you're seeing this quote clip a couple of days ago, right? Or yesterday, whatever. I think it was a day ago, of her nodding out. There have been videos over and over and over again of her nodding out. So you watch Burnt Toast, right? You watch Queen Bee, right? Admittedly, and you say you don't really know Clue. Okay, I'll give you that, which is probably a lie, because you're in everybody's wishes. I don't watch Burnt Toast, but I'm pretty sure if you watch her, and I've watched her maybe once or twice, I've seen her show things. So how is it that you watch these people? I know you watch clip channels because you comment on them, and I don't watch every live you do, but you know, how is it that you haven't seen any evidence of her nodding out when you've been windmilling for her? I just find that kind of suspicious. And then you call Nunya dumb, and you know, she's far from that. And that's what I think you have a problem with. You have a problem with people that are validly educated, that have valid points, that don't need YouTube. And I actually look up to Nunya. I really do. Because like she stands it like, whoa, I'm the same way. I don't need anybody on this platform. I stand on my own. But the fact that she's not monetized at all, she's here to stand up for the truth, period. That's it. She's here when she wants to be. And a lot of us can't say that, including myself, because I was monetized and I'm monetized on another channel. I post my Cash App link. We have to be honest. So it kills me when you speak about an addict, right? Give me a second. Let's start with this.
So, Brittany, if you want to be a victim, don't lie to your subs.
This is something you just said. So, Laura, if you want to be a victim, don't lie to your subs. Just stop lying about who you are. Your portrayal of this moderator or teacher that you're trying to be, like, these people don't know who you really are, do they? They've never seen you going back and forth with Makeup Mobster and Science Girl and this one and that one and Molly and going on their panels. Oh, but you were friends, but then you're not. Same thing with Center. Same thing with Brittany. Same thing with Granny. You know, first you like Queen Bee, now you don't. Same thing with the ship, right? Same thing with Katie, MFW. Because really you were jealous of her. You were jealous of Savage. You know, Brandy and Wendy. And for that person that said I was bootlicking and kissing butt, no, I'm just stating facts. There's a difference between stating facts. You don't have to like somebody to state facts. This is me witnessing something, watching, just like people um, have watched my live streams. I could say, oh no, I've never lied. Lie, right? Laura can say, oh no, I've never lied. Lie. I would say 70% of the people you watch have lied at some point. They've lied to you. But honestly, a lot of people don't owe you anything at all. Now, if they're raising money, I do believe that they owe you a receipt for what they're putting the money to. That's just my opinion. And Laura, you stated that you have a problem with what Queen Bee does and what Brittany is doing, but you've done it yourself. You call people a grifter in your titles. You've grifted. I've grifted, right? I guess if you want to call it grifting, I asked for money for my dog's medical bills because my dog was in need of a vet bill. I couldn't afford it. The dog's my friend who was the owner at that time. She was like she's a what do they call? Oh my god! I was too early in the morning. She breeds. She's a breeder. The whole litter had died, with the exception of Athena. And she was sick and she wasn't eating food, and we needed to figure everything out. So she needed to go to the vet. I didn't have it, and I got about $80, but it was helpful, and I really appreciate it. And every single dollar went to Christina. Every single dollar. I've needed help with other things that that were medically necessary at the time. They're not anymore. And I appreciate that help too. But you have peddled your candles. I think you've asked for help with your children. And these are things that you've negated to say. And other things, right? And you yourself are an addict. I think at one point I heard something about Adderall. That's allegedly, because I don't really know if that's true or not. But, and look, you can't shame people for being an addict. No one can, even people who are not addicts. Because when you do that, you're putting them at risk to use. And if you are an addict or recovering addict, which still you're an addict, right? You would know that. Saying someone is using when they're not is just as harmful. I mean, and I'm wrong for that too. The speculating. But you won't admit that. But I'm wrong for that. I am. Let's listen to some other stuff you said. Hold on. I hope these are in order, but they're probably not because it's me.
Sit the
Let's talk about it, okay? Her going real life on me, not a flex. It's weird as fuck. The fact that you are so weak-minded.
These are out of order. Hold on. Out of order. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the Nunya one first, because that's the one I was just talking about. The jealousy of Nunya. Remember that? How she said Nunya was stupid? Yeah, okay.
Contact my law enforcement.
Here we go.
Just wanted to put that out there again. I contact my law enforcement. I am covered. I am safe. My home is safe. Everything is safe. The bitch does nothing but run her fucking mouth like a little barking chihuahua. That's all she is, just snipping at people's ankles.
She's talking about Queen Bee, I believe. If not, I'm sorry.
I agree, but then why'd you go to the police?
Oh my god. And this idiot. Oh, so if you, I agree. So why'd you go to the police? Being confident that somebody can't hurt you and covering yourself and covering your bases are two different things. She can go protect herself with her law enforcement. That's just being smart. Once again, like I said, she's smart. Some are dumb. I won't say names, Laura. Continue.
And just because the police are called doesn't mean your house is safe. Doesn't mean you're safe. Anybody can show up at your door, whether the cops know about it or not.
But
yeah, because you said you were going to pull up on many people, didn't you? Yeah. I forgot about that.
let's talk about it, okay? Her going real life on me, not a flex. It's weird as fuck. The fact that you are so weak-minded that that's the route that you go. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Let me run away.
Nanya, it's because she's uneducated. That's why. Those are the people that use that as a flex. The uneducated people.
Girl, boo.
So, people who go real, and you need to step away from the mic. It sounds like you are literally, like it's in your mouth, like you're deep throating the mic. Good God, can you step away? Anyway, so people who go, she states that people who go, like she's not intimidated, right? And you say it's because they're not educated. Okay, remember you graduated with a doctorate in whatever you said, right? Because you were a dancer, you were a doctor, you were a lawyer, and all this stuff, right? But now you say it's because they're not educated. People go real life. So was that the case when you called CPS? Because you were a real lifer. Was that the case when you were in the Discord doxing people? Okay. Was that the case when you've been doxing people in troll accounts? You were uneducated then? Did you lose your doctorate degree? Asking for everybody. Okay, now we're on the subject of like weed and drinking, right? We're just going to use those two. Now, this clip is from a couple months ago, June. Well, not a couple, it's from June of this year. I want you to notice how her narrative changes from June till now. I'll tell you which ones are from recently. Listen.
I hear is deflection. Deflection against their favorite creator. Because, now I don't know about Clue at all, but Queen Bee is stoned all the fucking time.
Remember, I said she doesn't watch Clue at this point. That's why I said that. And she states that Queen Bee is stoned all the time.
Show me the difference between alcohol and pot. There is none.
Well, that's a matter of your opinion. And I'm sorry that she sped up. Actually, marijuana is quite different a substance than alcohol. Marijuana, although you smoke it and one is a drink, so there's the one difference. Okay, marijuana does not impair you to the point where you're going to kill people in an accident. Where I don't think you should drive when smoking weed. How many accidents have you heard when a person is stoned with marijuana only and they've killed a whole bunch of people? I mean, I'm sure there probably are some, but how many have you actually heard of? I haven't heard of anybody that was high on weed, and my friends have been high smoking weed and drove just fine. Seriously, do I smoke weed? No, but I've drank and not gotten behind the wheel of a car, right? Because when you're drinking, you're impaired. Your judgment is impaired. You shouldn't make decisions. You shouldn't wave guns around. You shouldn't get in arguments because people end up on snapped. When you're high on marijuana, you're usually happy, chill, you want to lay down, you want to eat. When you're drinking, either you're happy or you're mad. I know when I used to drink tequila or brown stuff, I get really mean, like super mean with brown. I can't drink brown alcohol. I will fuck somebody up. You hear me? All right, continue.
They're both legal. Hey, Bearded, they're both legal.
Now, and in some states, they're not. Weed is not. See how you're talking? You're uneducated. Continue.
And
you have to have a what? In some states, medical marijuana card. Go ahead.
Why not? How can they be?
Oh, sorry. And another thing is you can only have so much at a time. Right. And I think you have to go to a dispensary. I don't know that for sure, but I think you do have to go to a marijuana dispensary. Since I don't smoke weed, I don't know all the parameters, but I do know those few things, I think. Now, alcohol, you have to be over the age of 20 or 21 or older to buy it at a store that has a license to sell it. Because after Prohibition, those were the laws. I think it was 18 at first, and then now it's 21. Right? Sometimes I've heard of people thinking that the law should be changed to 25. To me, it's not age, it's maturity. It's decision-making skills in both situations. Because a lot of people mix weed with alcohol, weed with other drugs. You know how people dip weed with certain drugs and it becomes wet, or they put it with cocaine. I've known a lot of people that did that too. Okay, that's another situation. But know about what you're speaking about.
Happy against one, or it'd be like, oh, he's a drunk, he's this, but they're perfectly fucking fine with QB being fucking high as a kite 7 days a week, 15 fucking times a day. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, first of all, they're both adults, right? If Queen Bee wants to be high on her channel and people are okay with it that watch her, then that's her business. Do I want to watch somebody that's high all the time? No, because usually they're slow, they are not paying attention because they're high. But if she wants to be high, that's her business. And she's live and people love her. You're jealous. I understand it because that woman's making buku dollars and she probably sleep over there on mute. Hey, but people love her and you got to give it to her. She's got the game on lock. But don't hate, congratulate. Shoot, you would do it too, Laura. You wouldn't have to sell them candles or them whatever them wackadoo things you sell. Okay, and you talked about drinking. I don't think he should be waving a gun around. I don't think he should be talking like a mockingbird in the background. But hey, his girlfriend won't tell him to be quiet, or she won't wait till he's out of the room, or shut the door and tell him, hey, when I'm live, can you please not come in here? For whatever reason. Because I'm sorry, when I'm live, I don't want anybody talking in the background of me, unless we're live together. Just a thought. Go ahead.
That's why it's this total fake outrage.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we.
Oh, so then it was fake outrage, right? Because they're condemning Craig, and in this live stream they were also condemning Brittany. This is when you were pro Brittany, because then you weren't aware of her nodding off supposedly, which I'm sorry, I don't believe you. But anyway, let's go to the next clip. We're gonna notice how this gets dumb to me, in my opinion. All right, here we go.
Some more kids.
Let me give you the context of this clip. She is trying to prove that when you are on weed or alcohol, you're a danger to society. You're a danger and you shouldn't do it. Hey, Laura, didn't you go like on a trip and you were drinking? You were a danger to society and you shouldn't have done it. You always talk about like you had a drink and you went somewhere. Aren't you a consenting adult? If somebody wants to drink in their own home or smoke in their own home, you need to mind your business. Unless they're harming other people, I don't know. Now, Craig is stupid, and we all know he's stupid. He is a danger, I think, because if you don't have your gun locked up and you're swinging it around with children in the house and your girlfriend's right there, you're a dumb idiot. Just saying.
We always worry about pot as gateway drug.
See, and it is. I was just talking about that. People dip it and da-da-da, but some people don't, right? But you have done drugs. You admitted in the stream that I played on at June that you've done angel dust and you've done coke and you've done this. And we all have a past. We were all young at one point. We've all done stuff we, or, like, dang, I can't believe I did that. That was stupid as hell. But for you to sit up here and look down on Brittany as an addict, I'll say a drug addict, because there's a lot of different addictions, shame her, I don't understand it. Because anybody that's truly in recovery as a drug addict, that's been through it, the steps or anything like that, would never do what you're doing. Me, I was wrong for shaming her, but I'm not an ex-drug addict. Or not ex, you're never an ex-drug addict. You're always in recovery. Because you can relapse. And you should know that too. It's just the hypocrisy for me. And you have the nerve to call other people hypocrites. We're all hypocrites, to be honest.
9% of people who experiment with pot become dependent or abuse it. All right, that's not the article.
So let me ask you a question. You had cancer. What about people who use marijuana for cancer treatment? Are they bad, or are they bad? Do you know that people use it for medicinal reasons? My doctor suggested I use it for pain and anxiety. And would that be bad? Some people use it for holistic reasons, spiritual reasons. Native Americans use it. Did you know that? Do you have a problem with that, Laura? Are you going to look down your nose at them? I don't use it for my own reasons because it makes me paranoid. But if I could smoke it, I probably would. I've tried indica, sativa, and it don't go well. I've tried edibles. I've tried a cookie. Okay. Nope. It's not. It just doesn't work with my metabolism. Just like pain medicine does. A lot of pain medicines don't. Like I could take it and it don't. It's like a placebo. I don't know why. But it is what it is. Continue.
I was looking for.
Yeah, you were looking to condemn people.
Why is alcohol most socially accepted despite all the evidence? It's an accident of history. All right. I think this doctor's a pothead.
Wow. What's wrong with the doctor being a pothead? A lot of doctors are potheads. You just don't know it. Your doctor could smoke weed. Oh my gosh. Does that make them less intelligent because they smoke weed? I think they have the doctorate degree, not you, not me. Oh my gosh.
Because at the end of the day, they're both fucking bad.
Weed. Okay, kids. Weed and alcohol are bad. But just in the other clip, you said they were legal. See the hypocrisy? Right.
And people could be potheads all day long. Smoke away. But you know what? Pot is a drug. Alcohol's a drug. And they're both fucking mind altering.
What is your point?
Don't sit there and judge someone who's drinking while you're stoned.
Oh, you're talking to Queen Bee. Well, the same could be said for you. Why are you judging either one of them? Who cares? Who cares? You're just talking about Queen Bee because you're jealous of her. And the reason why people are saying something about Craig, you buffoon, including Queen Bee, let me just say this. And I don't like a lot of stuff that Queen Bee does, but I'm going to say this because I'm impartial. Queen Bee is not harming anybody. She's not harming her kids by being stoned. For all you know, she's in a separate room smoking where her kids are not affected by the smoke. We can't say that because she's not on camera. So we can't assume anything. When you assume, you become an ass, and that goes for me too. Now, the reason why she's saying something about Craig is because he was on camera on TikTok waving Britney's gun, making suggestions that he was going to harm her while drunk. Do you understand why people could be worried about that situation? And Brittany was not even aware that he was live or doing these things because she was so immersed in trying to get money from her subscribers and talking about God knows what. See the awareness in that household? Somebody could be creeping up and creeping around her house, and she has children in the house, and this idiot is waving a gun on social media. So when stuff is on social media and we can see it, then it becomes public speculation, right? Just like you're commenting on it because something Queen Bee said, and you can speak on it because you have a right to your opinion. There go, she has a right to her opinion. Hypocrisy again.
Don't judge someone driving drunk while you're driving high.
Okay? Don't judge her for being high when you've been an addict before yourself and are still. Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry to you.
If two people are sitting in their house, one is stoned, one is drinking alcohol. They're both alone. There is no...
That's the thing, Laura. First of all, we can't say when Queen Bee is alone and not alone because we're not in our house and we can't see her. But we can see Craig. I don't know why it's so hard to get through your thick head. There's children in the house, and Brittany was in the house. The reason why she got mad is because he's flailing the gun around while drunk. they're not, he wasn't alone. Clearly he was in the room with Brittany because she's talking right behind him, probably less than 10 feet away. Oh my gosh.
No fucking difference.
You felt like you made a good point.
I've heard QB go after Sinner for alcohol. I've heard all these people.
Well, I can understand that too, because he sits there and he goes live and is he's just very disrespectful to women. And it's like 1 second you take up for Sinner, then you're calling him an asshole and he's stupid and wrong and blah blah blah, right? There's things I like about Sinner too, but I don't like a man that is constantly and consistently calling women bitches and going after them. I don't think a man should do that. And I'm not a woman that's like a feminist. I just think men should be gentlemen. But I don't think women have a right to go after men either. Like if you punch a man for no reason, get what you got.
Will go after Craig for alcohol while they're all sitting in their fucking house high as a kite.
You still don't get it, do you? I'm not gonna explain it again.
Hard no. As an addict myself.
See, there you go. You finally admitted it.
I'm gonna tell you. There is no fucking difference.
There's no difference. Did you go through the steps? I mean, I don't get it. Okay, go ahead. We're just gonna move on to the next clip. Okay, here's the next. I only have 2 left. And then we're done. Okay.
But IBL, for what I'm saying is that I called Cam and Allie out. I was actually the first one to call Cam and Allie out. And I
don't know who these people are. Sorry about IBF being mentioned, but IBF is cool. But I don't know who Cam and Allie are. I guess they're creators. But you called other people out too. You as an addict are shaming other people, which could have spun them into usage. I don't know who else called them out, but why couldn't you go to them in private? Like an intervention type thing? I don't know. I don't know. You guys comment below. Am I right for that or am I wrong? I know that I've done it before, but the more I think of it, and I've read about it too, and it says that it could cause people to relapse. And I didn't know that, but now I do. So I would assume that an addict that's gone through any kind of recovery program would know that.
feel like I would be a hypocrite if I know with my own eyes what I'm seeing and not say anything. Am I going to go after her for it? Absolutely not.
In this live stream, she showed Brittany what looks like nodding off, and she was suggesting that she was on something. First of all, if you're not going after Brittany, you don't show her doing that. That's embarrassing. You claim to be her friend. You were just in her chat. That's public shaming her. And again, you can cause her to relapse. And I'm not saying Brittany is perfect, because the Lord knows I see things on both sides, right? But I don't want to see anybody harm themselves. Brittany is her own worst enemy. You know what I mean? If she's using, then she's harming herself. I have my own opinions on it, and I'm not dumb. But if she has a medical problem and she's not getting that addressed, like if her asthma is bad or she has sleep apnea or narcolepsy, then if she's not taking care of herself and she's a mother, she needs to be here for her children. So either way, it's irresponsible. But sleep apnea would have nothing to do with her going to sleep or passing out or having sleep spells while she's alive. Because sometimes she's bright, like chipper and awake, and then sometimes she's very lethargic and just and she goes to sleep, right? We know that because she's quiet for a long time and she's not on mute and you hear her sleeping. And then she comes back, oh yeah, she reads a comment, oh yeah, you went back and watched the video, yeah, me too, and she don't know what she's talking about. Or she's watching a video and all of a sudden the commercials come on and they all play. And this reality person who I don't know is on the panel talking like she don't know Britney sleep. Come on now. Okay, last clip.
But I know what I see with my own eyes. And unfortunately, I see nodding out from medication. I won't say it's dope.
How do you know it's medication? Again, you're an addict. How can you say what it is? Now, when I see somebody doing something in real life, or I see somebody on the internet doing coke, because I've seen that before in the KJ community, I've seen somebody do coke. Then I can say, hey, this person's doing coke. You need help, right? Seriously, you're doing coke. Well, actually, no, they were in the Juggalo community. I can see you doing coke. You need help. And that's time for an intervention. Like, dude, you're doing coke on stream. But you're now speculating that she's on medication. Okay, if she's on medication, Laura, what kind of medication is she on? That's dangerous to say too. And I've done it too, so I'm not gonna say I'm any better. But as an addict, you should know this is dangerous. And now you're saying you're not gonna say she's, what did she say? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Medication. I won't say it's dope.
You don't say it's dope. I've never understood what dope means. To me, drugs, what's dope? Dope, some people refer to dope as weed. Some people say dope is heroin. Some people say dope is other things. So I'm specific when I say drugs, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say rugs, because that's childish to me. They're drugs. And I don't understand the censorship of saying things. We're adults. Anyway, that's a whole nother freaking video.
I'm not going to put that on her, but this is definitely nodding out.
So you're not going to put illicit substances on her, but you'll put medication that could be prescribed by a doctor, or she could get off the streets. Either one's bad. It's an addiction, right? God.
This is you're too high to think straight.
Wow. So have you taken her blood and seen a blood test for sure? To be able to diagnose her as definitely being on a medication? Because in my videos, I've said she could be on something, or she could have a sleeping problem. Now, what I speculated was still wrong. But I'm not dumb. I should have kept it to myself. But nobody's stupid. Nobody's stupid. Just saying.
She does not. You don't know that, Cookie Slammer. Let me ask you something. What are the habits of addiction? Dry begging? Begging for money? Coming up with...
Wow. Okay, this is rich. Listen to this. The habit, wait a minute. The signs of addiction. What did she say? Hold on, let's rewind this.
Something. What are the habits of addiction?
The habits of addiction. Go.
Dry begging?
Dry begging. So, I'm an addict. I'm a drug addict. You're a drug addict. Everybody that drug begs, which is a lot of people, are drug addicts. Continue. Because I've said, hey, if you want to hit the Cash App, because Lord, school is expensive, I need school supplies, gas, vape juice, please do, which people consider a dry bag. I don't consider a dry bag. I said what I needed. But continue.
Money? Coming up with different excuses of why you need money? Hustling people? Tell me.
And to also further add, if people do a one of those things where they have a goal and it says for coffee or whatever, is that a dry bag? Just asking for everybody. Now you say, hold on, what did you just say? God, you talk a lot.
Coming up with different excuses of why you need money? Hustling.
You've done it. You need money for your kid's school. You need money to get Ozempic or whatever it was. You needed money to help you go get your gastric sleeve or whatever it was. Teeth. There's various things you need help with. So you can fit that criteria. I can fit that criteria. A lot of other people can fit that criteria. So we're all addicts. Okay, go ahead.
People, tell me how online you can show the habits of addiction. She doesn't have narcolepsy. It's not medical.
you're a doctor now. Like I said before, that's why I said that at the beginning. She's a doctor, she's this and that, because of this clip right here. It's not medical. How do you know that what Brittany is experiencing is not medical? There are a lot of people that have narcolepsy. There are a lot of people who have sleep-related illnesses because they have a lack of oxygen going to their brain. There are a lot of people who have iron deficiencies, like myself, who fall asleep abruptly. I had severe anemia, and I wasn't on drugs. That's why I stopped going live, because I didn't want to go to sleep on live and have people like you saying it was not medical, and have to show my like blood work and things like that, and diagnosis and stuff like that, because it truly is nobody's business. But for you to sit here and say what's going on with her is not medical or couldn't be medical is irresponsible. And as an addict, like I keep on saying, I just can't understand why you're saying this, because it very well could be, and we could all be wrong. Some signs point to no, because she also was an addict before, so she could be in relapse. And it's very dangerous when a person is in relapse, because most of the time, every relapse is worse. And I pray to God that Brittany gets help and actually admits it, because you ass patters out there are making it worse. You're making it okay if she's on something to be on that something, if she in fact is. You're also making it okay for her to come out here and excuse her bad behavior, cover up for her piece of shit man in her house, and comfort him with not doing anything to help her and her children. And then also excuse her for saying, please stop leaving me alone. And she's going after everybody else, talking about their weight, talking about their kids, suing them, threatening with this fictitious lawyer that she's raising money for, right? Hasn't showed you a piece of evidence that she's got a lawyer, but some fake piece of paper. Then the other day, she wanted to show you that CPS came on with the blurry screen, said she was going to take a picture of it, the document, never did. Never did. She never has any receipts, and you guys believe her. Then people like me show receipts, and we're still liars. Still. People are still going around saying stuff about my hernias, and I've shown pictures of my fat stomach blown up with air. And the dictation from the doctor. But I'm a liar about that and other things. And I shouldn't have had to show that, but I eventually did. The only thing I was wrong about is saying 4 or 5 or 6, because I don't remember details. That doesn't make me a liar. It makes me forgetful. But enough about me. We're all hypocrites, Laura. Every single one of us have been hypocrites in our lives. But what you're doing is dangerous, and I understand why you're doing it. It's because what you were doing before was not creating super chats, was not getting you members, and was not getting you numbers. But now all of a sudden that you've gone after Brittany, you're getting the numbers that you want. People are super chatting you. You're getting comments in your comment sections after live streams. Your likes have gone up, and you went after Captain Napton. What is wrong with you? That's an old beef. You take every opportunity to go after her. What is your deal with her? Because she's friends with Queen Bee. So what? That's her friend. That's her best friend. Deal with it. I don't care. I still like Captain. We didn't used to be friends at all. We've come to a understanding. We're not friends, but we're cordial. If she has something to say to me, she can say it, and vice versa, respectfully. People don't understand just because you come to a meetings of a mind with a